Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be ranking the final 4 teams in the NFL. And you might be like, why would you rank the final 4 teams only 4? There's no point in doing only 4 teams. Well, I'm just going to take longer on each team. First off, the Washington Commanders. The Commanders have had a great season, and their tier is called Jayden Daniels to the Bowl. I think the Commanders could go to the Super Bowl if Jayden Daniels can play like this the whole way through. And I think they have the better quarterback than the Eagles by a large margin. But we'll go on that when we talk about the Eagles. That Commanders have been riding this wave since they beat the Eagles last of winning. Doesn't matter if it was a bad team or it was a good team. They keep winning. They put up 45 on the Detroit Lions, who have a very good defensive coordinator. Now, it's not his fault because the Lions had a lot of injuries on offense. But being able to put up 45 points in a playoff game means something because it's not very easy to score 45 points when you're playing a very, very good team. And their defense might be an issue. They let up 31 points in a game where they had a lot of turnovers. So they were opportunistic when they were able to get turnovers. Their defense just doesn't have the talent. The offense doesn't have a lot of talent, but they have the right piece. The offensive players are set up in ways like they all come in together. If one gets injured, then if one of the core members of that gets injured, the Commanders' offense might not work at all. That's why they had the little slump because Jayden Daniels is injured and B-Rob was injured. But right now, they're all healthy on offense and they're rolling. I could also see them losing to the Eagles because of the lack of talent and Jayden Daniels not being a rookie and having a mistake. He hasn't really had a rookie moment yet. He was injured. The regular season, there was no really rookie moments where were like that bad. Where, you don't understand the game because you're a rookie. He's older, so him and Bo Nix haven't had those moments. He is just better than Bo Nix, so he has higher potential, higher upside, and he's like a veteran already. He's like a second-year player because he's played so long in the college. So I think the Commanders could either go to the bowl. They have a high potential, but they're in the bottom two because they have the worst talent and most likely going to lose to the Eagles. I think they're going to beat the Eagles, but most people would say the Eagles are going to win. I just think they have the better quarterback leading into the Eagles and Jalen Hurts. The Eagles have the most talent out of any team left on offense and defense combined. Their defense has a bunch of first-round picks on it, a bunch of first and second-round picks who developed young players who are developing, and now I want to create this great core. They have Darius Slay Jr. is the only old guy, and Brandon Graham, but they're planning for that. They have edge rushers. He's like the third guy. He's injured right now, so he's not even on the team, but those are the only two old guys. They are really good, very explosive on offense. Their running game is the best in the NFL, best team left in the 4 remaining tiers, my fault. They have the best running game. Their offensive line is top 5 in football, top 2. I think it's the second best offensive line in football, only behind Detroit. But even that, they might be the best talent-wise. They have a lot of guys on offense. They have all-pros everywhere. They have all-pro linemen. They have all-pro receiver in A.J. Brown, all-pro running back in Saquon Barkley, a Pro Bowl quarterback in Jalen Hurts, another Devontae Smith, who I think has been a Pro Bowler. And like I said, the offensive line, Lane Johnson, Lennon Dickerson, and the other guys, Cam Jurgens, all very good linemen, and some of them have been all-pros and all-stars and Pro Bowlers. So I think the Eagles have a good shot to win if they lean on Saquon Barkley in that run game. But only time will tell. Jalen Hurts, I don't think, is the best passer. He has moments of passing great, but he doesn't have that high-end potential because he has bad arm strength, and his short accuracy is good. His middle accuracy is okay, and he doesn't have great deep accuracy. But when you throw it into A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert, who I forgot about, he's also a very good tight end, you don't need great deep accuracy. So I think they're the most talented team, but not the best. I think they're the third worst team, or the third best team, whatever. Now we have the Bills. One last challenge. The Bills. There's 2 games to the Super Bowl, and they obviously their goal is to win a Super Bowl because that's everyone's goal in the NFL. But the Bills really need to beat, like, Josh Allen needs to beat Mahomes. That's going to be harder than winning the Super Bowl because I think the Chiefs are better than both the NFC teams, and the Bills are better than both the NFC teams. So I think the Bills have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl than beating the Chiefs, but they can't get to the Super Bowl without beating the Chiefs, obviously, because they're in the AFC. So I think this is the last challenge for, if they beat Mahomes, that changes the playing field. If they lose in the Super Bowl, they beat Mahomes. He beat Mahomes, which means he'll feel confident to beat him another time to win that Super Bowl that Josh Allen obviously wants. I think whoever wins the AFC Championship game is going to win the Super Bowl. But the Bills have a great run game. James Cook and Josh Allen are great tandem. Because Josh Allen is a quarterback, but he's also a power back who's fast. And James Cook is a finesse back who can catch the ball, who can run the ball, who has, I'm pretty sure, like 15 rushing touchdowns, 16 rushing touchdowns. Most in the NFL, I'm pretty sure. He's great. And then they have Ty Johnson, who came out as a really good, just situational back. He's a third back. Ray Davis is their power back. They guys have a great trio of running backs. Their receivers are guys who are good for Josh Allen. Josh Allen is good at throwing deep balls, but if you hear also throw short, they have Shaquille Kahir, whatever. He's a great slot receiver. Great. They have Amari Cooper, who's had times of being a great receiver. Right now, he's not that, but he maybe put some things together and be great. And then they have Keon Coleman, who's the only real deep threat and big body, who if he's developing, and this year he's probably not, even if they went to the Super Bowl, I don't think he's going to be that big of an impact, but he can make a play or two here and there, which can change the outcome of the game. So the Bills are 2. I love their offense. Their defense is the second worst here. That's why it was hard for me to put the Eagles below them, but I think the Eagles just a worst playoff team, and the Chiefs are above them because of their defense. The Bills' defense has been a liability. Last game against the Ravens, Lamar gave you some treats. He fumbled, he threw a pick, Mark Andrews fumbled, and Mark Andrews dropped a 2-point conversion that could have went to overtime. So they got some breaks, 3 turnovers, but the Bills' defense, if you need a stop, they're probably not going to get it, so Josh Allen's going to have to score a lot of points running and passing. And now, 2 games away from a three-peat. The Chiefs, I think, are the best team left because their defense is, I think, either the best or the second best in the playoffs, and their offense is the best or the second best. So, and that puts them at number 1. They have one of the best playoff quarterbacks of all time, Mahomes, and will be the best playoff quarterback of all time when his career is over. He's going to be the best. It's almost a lock. So I think Mahomes is going to beat the Bills, but we don't know. It's going to be a close game. Travis Kelce is coming to form in the playoffs. I think he's going to do what he did last week the next 2 weeks. He might retire after this season, I don't know, but what's his face? Xavier Worthy. He's a guy who's fast. He's not the best receiver right now. He still has to develop. But him as a gadget guy always helps the team. Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt are a good duo. Kareem Hunt is actually playing better than Isaiah Pacheco in the playoffs for some reason. But either way, you got those 2 guys who are great power backs in between the tackles back. If it turns into a running game, the Chiefs can do that, and the Bills are better than that. If this game is a running game, the Bills are probably going to win. But the Chiefs can compete in that. And then there are other receivers, Marquise Brown. It's good to get a deep ball. He's fast. He'll catch one. And DeAndre Hopkins, he hasn't really shown himself in the playoffs yet. I think he has a chance to. He's a big target against these Bills corners who are young and not the best. Rasul Douglas and Christian Benford are good, but there's still some weaknesses. And the middle linebackers for the Bills are going to have a tough job. They don't have good safeties or linebackers, so I think Travis is going to eat. So yeah, these are my playoff rankings in tiers. This is what I think about the final 4 teams in the playoffs. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and have a great day. Goodbye.